tell you I was heartless. Come and save me from the darkness. I really think I'm all alone now.
Where are you from originally?
Atlanta, Georgia.
What was it like growing up there?
For me, it was like, I liked it a lot. It was like, it's real culture, like, especially with my background, like, my pops was like in the military, and like, my mom was from like southern Georgia, so like, I got to travel a lot. I got to like, you know what I'm saying? I got to just get real culture early.
You were traveling with your pops because he was in the military? No,
he got out. As soon as I was born, he got out. But like, because he had been so many places and knew so many people, and he had family all over, he just took me, you know what I'm saying, with him everywhere. So, yeah.
Who were some of your musical influences growing up?
It's funny, and I think to me, like, it seems like the stereotypical answers, but like Kanye, Drake, and a lot of the older rock stars, a lot of the Julian Casablancas, a lot of the Led, a lot of the older people who personify like big stardom. Yeah.
What impact did your parents have on you in terms of like putting you onto music?
My parents are really what got me into like even wanting to make music, because they're so like musically inclined, and they just would always listen to so much different stuff. Like, I remember my dad listening to like Creed and like just different stuff, which made me want to do like alternative when I got like deep into this. Or like my mom listening to like a lot of old like soulful stuff and R&B stuff. It just influenced me. Like later I would catch myself like using a lot of that same stuff in the stuff I make now.
So I know that you used to make clothes before music. Can you tell me about like what your clothing brands were at the time?
I used to make, the funny part is I started off, I never really wanted to make music, but when I started making clothes, how you get your clothes popping is like influencers. So I was around rappers in the city and stuff like that, and I'm just sitting around at these like studio sessions, so I'm like, bro, if he could do it, I'm gonna try it too. And then just kept going, like, fuck it.
What were your clothing brands called at the time?
I had one called Crow's Eye, and it was like I did this real cool like mask tee thing, and then I had another one. I don't even remember what the other one was called.
Okay.
Yeah, that's bad. I'm sorry.
How was your experience at Valdosta State University?
It was wild. That's wild. Okay, yeah. So I went there for a year and a half, and I actually went to be a chemistry major. I thought I was gonna be like a doctor or some shit. Like I was shooting for the stars. I was like, I'm from Atlanta. Like my people gonna pay for me to go to college. I'm gonna do the most with it. I'm gonna be a fucking doctor. I think my first year, like I went to class for like maybe a month or two, and I was like, nah. And then I just, you know.
At what point did you like start making music officially?
I think I got on a beat for the first time in 2014. I think 2014 was the first time I ever like just recorded myself making something. And it was like, the crazy part about it was we were at the clothing manufacturer where I was printing my clothes at. So I go in, and someone, I think it was random. I think someone was already recording. They had like a little portable setup, and I was like, I would try it. And I always thought I sounded cool on the auto-tune. So I was just like, I could do this, And it ended up working out.
So Atlanta is a city that produces a lot of musical talent, and it has this reputation of being a place where everybody helps each other in music. Was that your experience?
Yeah. A lot of people, I was always like, even to this day, even if I like didn't make music, I always knew a lot of people. I always had a lot of friends that like cared about me and like supported me. So I always had like homies that were like bigger than me that still like reached down and like just like blessed me. Like when Yandy was coming up, me and him were like real friends, So we did a lot of stuff. And then I remember like Skies was blowing up like huge, like super talented. He was just like, he respected what I was doing. So when he used to come from like back home, I think in Pennsylvania, to LA and stuff, he would link with me and we would do songs. And like, I always appreciate that type of stuff because they didn't have to. You know what I'm saying? And like, it's kind of like, it's like the moments is special to me because I'm really like, if you know me personally, I'm real closet. Like, I don't try to mess with too many people. Like, I don't really like people. Like, I'm weird as hell. So like, someone like that reaching out to me, I appreciate it because it's like we build off of each other.
Mm. How did you first meet Yachty?
Not on music. Like, it was just some like Atlanta scene stuff. Like, I would see him at like, I don't even know. Like, I think we would just be around some of the same people and stuff. And actually, the crazy part about it was, I think I was making music before him. But he was so, like, charismatic and stuff. When he was coming up, he would link with, like, me and Cardi and Uno. And he would just link with everybody in the city. And just, like, at little parties and get-togethers and stuff like that. And I think once we started hanging out, we just got real close. Because we was kind of, our energy and like type of music and like the happy bouncy like rap stuff, we was just on the same stuff, so we always hung
out. So you have an interesting relationship with Lyrical Lemonade. Cole shot those 3 music videos for you: Calling Me, Elroy Jensen, and R. Kelly. What's your favorite of the 3?
Calling Me, because I think that might have been the first one we did, and I don't know if I had met him in person yet, or if I did, I don't know if like we knew each other how we know each other now. So it was new, and I think his channel was actually way smaller, so I know he was doing it off of like the love and like supporting me, like, you know what I'm saying? It wasn't business back in them days. It wasn't really business. It was like, I like what you're doing, he likes what I'm doing, so let's just do it. Like, it was art. And it's like, to this day, I try to be one of the ones that focus on art instead of the hustle and bustle of like numbers and trying to keep up with numbers and what's gonna make the best numbers. Like, I'm always gonna be the type to do, I'm gonna do whatever the art entails. Like, I don't care if it takes an L or a W. I'm gonna do what the art was best for the art.
That R. Kelly video was such like, that's one of my favorite lyrical videos ever. Just like that moment in time when it dropped, like, I don't know, just like even that still of like you on the diving board with the roses, like that shit is a Lyrical Lemonade classic. Have you ever seen the video of XXX listening to that song in the car? I saw that the other day for the first time. I was like, damn, that's dope. That's like crazy. A piece of history, you know? It's
crazy. It's crazy because like, it's just crazy who like where music reaches to and stuff. Because I think when he made that video, I didn't even know X at that time. You know what I'm saying? Like, and it's just crazy how stuff happens. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
so one interesting thing about you is like the evolution of your sound over the years. Like, even from 2017 to 2019 to this year, it's evolved a ton. Can you talk about how your sound has molded over the years to the point that it's at now?
One thing that I do, and it's kind of like paying homage to him, I'll give him all the credit in the world, is one person I used to listen to before I started making music was The Weeknd, heavy. Like, even when I was in college, like, and one thing that he did to always keep his fans like engaged with him is he has eras. So like, and he defines his eras like by his hair or how his look was or the sound. And every project, like, you knew it was a Weeknd project, like you knew it was him and he had some of the same qualities, but the beats might be different, the genre might be different, like his hair gonna be different, his look gonna be different, the video's gonna be shot different. So for me, like, I could have kept making the same stuff that I made in 2016 forever, and I still have, like, I have folders on my computer of all that type of older stuff, but like, I try to evolve each project, like each year I try to like branch out and do what I'm feeling at the time. So like, this year it might be alternative, and I might wake up every day and like, yo, I'm a rock star, like that's it. Like, I might wake up and do a country album, I might wake up and do a hyper rap pop type album. Like, I just try to like, whatever the feeling is and whatever that era entails for me, like personally how I'm feeling, that's what I want to give out to the world.
So last year you dropped your project Loverboy. We're approaching the 1-year anniversary of the release of that tape. Looking back almost an entire year later, what does that body of work mean to you?
I think Loverboy to me is it's special to me. It's one of my most special projects because it's very vulnerable and personal to me. Like, for a long time, my music was like show offy, it was flexy. Like, I was talking about the things I have and the experiences that like I was going through and stuff like that. But Loverboy was like a real, just me giving the people that cared enough to like listen to it, a side of me that I wouldn't normally show. And it was hard to do it at first. Like, I actually was scared. I thought it was gonna flop. But then I dropped it, and people like Anthony Fantano and like my team with like Rick and them liked it. Like, it ended up being one of my biggest projects. So I'm appreciative. I'm glad that they liked it. You know?
What was that like when you just like woke up that morning like, damn, Anthony Fantano just reviewed?
It was actually crazy because we were at the studio when it came out. It came out in the middle of the night, and people was tweeting me like, yo, and apparently Anthony Fantano doesn't really like anything. So for him to say my shit was good, I was kind of like, yo, it was crazy. Like, and it's like a blessing, bro, because it's like, I don't expect anything when I make music. Like, my homies will tell you, I'll go to the studio one day and make the greatest song in the world, and then as soon as I make that, I'm like, yo, I'ma just beatbox on the track. Like, I do whatever I want. So for someone to appreciate like that artistic style of like whatever I was trying to do there is great to me.
So that track, Lover's Lane, was definitely a standout to me. Can you talk about the creation process of that song? So
Lover's Lane, I actually had signed to Sony for in 2018, right after my song Battle Scars for Skies. And I had a little deal with them. I ended up getting out like in a good way. I ended up like leaving that. But at the end of that, when I was like figuring out like what I wanted to do next, because I was like, yo, I did everything that I said I wanted to do. Like, when I started, I was like, I finally got a record deal. I finally did shows. I finally got a video with Cole Bennett. I finally got like all these things. I was like, yo, what can I do that'll be different? If somebody would be like, yo, like, this is really a big deal. And I was like, yo, I'm gonna be the rapper that just switched up and did an alternative project. And so I was going to the studio with my boy Matt, and he's a crazy guitarist. So I'm just in the studio with him, and I think Lover's Lane might have been the second or third song like that I did on like the alternative wave, and it just felt right.
That song's so good.
Thank you.
It's just one of those where like, it's one of those songs that like you can't like listen to once. You know what I'm saying? You just run it back.
Thank you.
So I'm curious to know some more about your relationship with Rick Rubin. How did you guys first meet and start working together?
I think what happened was, it was actually crazy. I got an email, and I thought it was cap, and I was just like, like we got somebody want to meet you. Like, are you published, or like what do you got going on? And at this time, I was just back and forth from Atlanta to LA, and I didn't like every rapper would tell you, like, I make music. Music is my life. I love it, but it's a lot of other parts of my life, and I had a lot of other stuff going on at that time. So when I went out there the first time, I met some of his people and stuff, and I talked to them, and like we were just talking about like the business and logistics of it. And then I think I came the next time, and I met him face to face, and we sat down and we talked, and like he's kind of like he's really zen. Like, he's really like, being in his like presence is just kind of like, it's almost scary, but it's almost like great at the same time. So I'm just sitting here like I don't know, like, is he gonna like is this like the god of music? Like, it's like weird. So I just wanted to be like, I felt like I was in the principal's office, so I was just taking it all in. So really, like, when I met him and I was talking to him, he just like assured me like, yo, you can do this. And it was one of those things where like that's when I started taking it seriously, because like I didn't take it seriously literally until I signed him.
I feel you. His aura and just like the way he moves is very like, it's just interesting, bro. He has an energy about him that, like you said, it's like,
he's like magical.
It's like a god, bro.
Yeah, he is. Yeah.
Shit, interesting. So what are you currently working on? Is there a project in the works?
Loverboy 2 is done. We're finalizing it right now. Loverboy 2 probably is one of my most polished like albums to date. And it's like, all my fans know, I don't give people like full-length albums. I might give you a 7, 8, 9 song album, like a little longer than the EP, but not a full studio album. But Loverboy 2 is actually going to be the last EP before my real album. and what I'm calling to me, even though I'm like years in the making, this will be my debut album. This will be not like Lil Yachty World mixtape or Lil Yachty Universe mixtape. This will be my debut album. And it's just going to be everything that I learned. So I'm working on that now. I'm a few songs in on that now. And just trying to make that the best, like I want that to be the one.
So from looking at the other artists that you work with and the producers that you work with, I would say you have a very like A&R type of ear. Do you ever see yourself in the future when this is all like said and done, like either becoming an A&R or becoming a manager and working with young artists?
I think what I want to do is potentially I want to A&R for maybe a label or something to where kind of like Rick in a way. I want to be able to be like, I want to let people know that they can do it. Like I have a certain ear. I feel like the aesthetic to my ear is a certain thing. Like I like a lot of stuff, but I know what's gonna go far or what's gonna, you know what I'm saying, that might not, you know, this might be a timely thing or this might be timeless. So I just want to be able to like help whatever comes by, like whatever people need. Like to this day, like even like it'll be like how I do my features. Like I'll give a feature to the biggest guy to the smallest guy, but like I know what each one entails. So like in the future, I think probably A&Ring something for individuals more. Yeah.
So you've worked with a lot of artists throughout your time so far, but is there any artists you haven't got the chance to work with that you want to in the future?
I want to work with Travis. Just to see what would happen. I want to work with Travis. I want to work with Kanye. I feel like we're both like the same kind of crazy. I feel like it'll work out. And then it's a lot of people. It's random as hell. I want to work with like Rico Nasty. Like I met Rico. I bumped into her like one time, and her energy was like great. Like a lot of the women right now are killing it. I think women like run the world. So it's like a lot of them I want to work with too. So yeah.
And then the last question I have for you is, where do you see yourself in 5 years?
In 5 years, I'll probably be like one of the biggest artists ever. It's me. I'm Pollari. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm not one of those artists who kind of like takes like whatever like the world gives me. I kind of control what I want to do. I know what's hot. I know if I can drop a hit song or I can drop something I think is artsy fartsy and it's just in this space. I kind of decide what I want to do. Some people call it hard-headed, some people call it dumb, some people like think it's the smartest thing ever, think it's genius. But I kind of control my timeline. I can make myself get hot, I can make myself get cold. So with where I've been now and like learning like how to deal with people, how to deal with music and just how to push it, how to maintain it, how to like do that, I know for a fact what's coming. And a lot of people close to me do too.